Welcome back to Checkpoint. I'm Matthew Yapp.
And I'm David Kinney.
Alright gang, the Olympics are coming up quicker than you think, and while I'm positive that I'm going to be representing America for weightlifting, it would seem that there is a new event that athletes may have the opportunity to compete under. For the first time, eSports looks as though it will be up to be a part of the games. Now, it's not quite official, but the wheels are certainly set in motion. Esports are going to be a demonstration sport at the Asian Games next year in Indonesia, which means people will compete, but not for an official ranking. However, they are to be an official medaling event in the 2022 Asian Games held in China. In the past, having a medal event at the Asian Games has been very influential at getting an event into the Olympics. It was the first steps for events like Taekwondo and badminton, and this decision was made by the Olympic Council of Asia. In a statement, they said it was done because of, quote, the rapid development and popularity of the new form of sports participation among the youth. And they're right. There are legit teams, tournaments, and players with actual followings now. Our generation is really into this. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of the idea. I think esports definitely take a major amount of skill and training, but not the same kind that the Olympics do. Physical sports and esports feel like two totally different categories to me, and putting them together feels like if you put like a cooking tournament into the Olympics. I just think that the two should be separate competitions. Either way though, I'm excited to see how this all turns out.
I'm excited to see how that turns out too. And speaking of things I'm excited to see, Marvel recently released a trailer for their next comic book adaptation, Cloak and Dagger. But before you say, here we go again with the same superhero nonsense, this show isn't your standard Rock'em Sock'em superhero show.
But I like Rock'em Sock'em superhero shows.
I like them too, but this is going to be very different. It's actually set up to be more of a teen drama. Cloak and Dagger focuses on Tyrone Johnson and Tandy Bowen, two teens with very different backgrounds but have at least one thing in common, superpowers. The show will have Tyrone and Tandy navigating through teen angst and romance, all while trying to stop crime. Now, I'm a big fan of Marvel.
Same.
And it's really interesting to see such a tonal shift with this show compared to their movies, which are usually lighthearted and action-packed. Now, for those of you who don't know about Cloak and Dagger, the duo originated in Peter Parker, the Amazing Spider-Man series back in the 80s and have become well-established characters by their own right. The two were depicted as teenage runaways. The two were later forced into taking a synthetic hyper-heroin, which is actually what gave them their powers. After escaping, the duo went on a streak of vigilantism to fight the drug trade in New York, and since then, drugs have generally been a part of their stories. I'm very intrigued to see where this goes, and whether or not Marvel will be willing to delve into the complex origin and history of these characters, or if it'll just be a shallow, simplified version of itself.
Iron Fist.
I didn't say that. Cloak and Dagger will premiere on Freeform with a 10-episode season sometime in early 2018.
Sounds pretty dope. But the future is here, David. And, oh my god, it's weird.
Ooh.
Facebook has announced that their new virtual reality social network, Facebook Spaces, at their company development conference F8. If you remember a while back, Facebook purchased Oculus for a cool $2 billion. Now it's apparent why. Basically, you create an avatar that looks vaguely like you, and you stick on the Oculus headset, and bam, you and your friend can hang out anywhere you want. You look around and you see their avatar as well, so you can talk to them, take selfies, draw pictures with virtual pins. It all sounds pretty weird. It's still in beta, and I'm pretty curious to see where it heads. Right now, the avatars look really unsettling to me, and I've yet to see anything that really makes me feel a desire to hop in. Also, you can only meet up with 3 people at a time, which seems pretty limiting. Not to mention the fact that not a lot of people are adopting VR sets quite yet, so it'll still be pretty small for a while. Also, the promo video did seem a little sad. People sitting on their bed talking about things going on outside. It felt like a parody mocking the new generation, or the setup for an episode of Black Mirror. Either way, I look forward to seeing where Facebook heads with this and see if they can make something good out of it. Because I'm not really seeing it, but I can't see anything because I don't have my glasses.
Well, we may not be able to see that, but what I can see is that that's all we have this week for Checkpoint. For all your entertainment, tech, and culture news, be sure to subscribe to Byte BSU and stay up to date with us on Checkpoint.
In poses. We're white teenagers who complain about being in love. That's all it is. It's a bunch of white teenagers whining about their love life. Over. No, you're not. You hate people. Shut up.